Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you.
What's up? You like that? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Wednesday morning here inside the studio. It is, getting ever so close to this national title, our last football game of the 2025-2026 season, and this is the best football left, right? I always tell you I'm a fan of great football, and boy, am I a fan of the football that we have watched around here as of late. Hope you have enjoyed it as well. Today, we're going to take a look at this Indiana defense. This defense is playing so well, Jonathan, as is the offense. Defense especially is playing so well that, they've already gotten the cheating accusations. They've already got the cheating accusations. I thought Mario Cristobal said it best this week during his local press conferences about how, they've got football players that have played together for a long time. They've also got football players that have played a lot of football, and that comes with instincts. That comes with the ability to react, not think, right? That comes with the ability to, they've done this to me during the game. In the third quarter, I've got a real good feeling that this is about to happen. The other thing about this Indiana defense you'll see today, Jonathan, they play with 7 eyes on the ball at all times. The 4 defensive linemen wreaking havoc constantly, twisting, stunting, rapping, doing all kinds of nasty stuff. 95's a twitch ball. I can't wait to show you this fire hydrant of just absolute raw twitch. All right. But the 7 secondary and third level of defenders, their eyes are on the rock at all times, and all 7 of them, super instinctual, can rally to the football, and they tackle exceptionally well. I'm a fan of good football around here, and I'm a fan of this. I hope you are today as well. We got a couple of rules around here. If you want anything about the game of football, you must subscribe today. If you want anything about your favorite football team today, you must subscribe. If you have any fun at all today, you must subscribe. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. Jonathan, you're on news breaking duty. If it happens, it's on you. All right? It's that time of the year. We love that time of the year. I want a condensed window of roster movements, but we can talk about that another day. I feel like we kind of have that now, but there's 3 months of retention that leads up into 16 days of, oh my God, are we going to hold on? And I don't think that's healthy for this sport, but there's a lot going on. It's not healthy for the sport. All right, a lot of accusations about cheating, right, Jonathan? Let's just talk math and talk general football right here, okay? So they're showing too high. They're going to break that. One of these safeties is going to rotate to the middle of the field, leaving Pons over here into a deep third by himself. So he's got basically hash over by himself, and you'll see this as the play develops and as the play continues, okay? Boom. You see the 3 structure or the single high structure over here, Jonathan. His butt's to the sideline over here. So he's got responsibilities for this portion of the field. Amen? We see that? Now, what else do we see? I see 1 threat in my void. Don't you, Jonathan? Yeah. They're in 3-by-1. Nobody's releasing over here. Hell, the back's swinging the other way. So now what do I get to do? I get to drive down. I get to play aggressive. I get to have my eyes on the quarterback, count my threats, and react, right? That's all he's doing. He ain't cheating, guys. He's seeing a speed out. He's seeing weight on the back foot of the quarterback, and he's seeing 1 threat into my void. I'm driving now. And guess what? He's also a world-class speed guy, despite the fact that he's 5'9". So God forbid you double move him. Okay. Dude, I'll go the other way, but it's the opportunity now to flip the game on its head, play 1. That's all this is, okay? So, boom, there it is. We ain't cheating. We're counting the threats, jumping the routes, and making plays. That's what we're doing, in my opinion. Because then you see the very second play of the football game. Look at the trigger and aggressiveness from this corner, all right? Look how fast he sees what he's seeing, all right, and gets downhill. There's no wasted movement in that, is there, Jonathan? Right? Because why? Because we're a veteran football player. Yeah, we're old, But guess what? I just told you 7 eyes on the rock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're going to be looking at you, reacting to everything that it is that you do. So we have to lie to them for sure, but we also have to be able to protect or run by them. And that's really hard to do. All right. And we're going to show you that as the film study continues today. They wreak a ton of havoc with these front four. But an absolute elite, just downhill, no wasted movement trigger consistently from D'Angelo Pons, all right? I think he's going to be an incredible NFL nickel. Jonathan, when playing in the nickel in college is a lot of like dual responsibilities. You got to be able to blitz, wreak havoc, play the edge, sometimes do all that kind of stuff. In the league, it's go cover the third best receiver. Go cover the slot guy and be great at it. I think he's going to be great at it. He's got tremendous instincts as well. Now, why do my notes say there are creases vertically? Let's see here. Oh, in the run game. All right, check this out. I thought we did leave some yards on tape for Oregon, and I think the most intriguing thing to me about this matchup, as you will see this film study continue and progress, Oregon will almost concede the fact that they can't run on angles or run at these guys because they're twisting and wrapping and stunting and creating so much havoc. So what they start doing is saying, all right, the front side block down, the back side wrap around, a.k.a. counter. That's what we're going to do. And most teams, when you throw a bunch of chaos at them, they become counter-based football teams. They become wide-based or wide zone football teams. They become truck toss football teams, right? You'll see that from Oregon as well. It hits in this game. Have we seen really any of that from Miami down the stretch? And it's not a negative. I'm not saying it is from a Miami standpoint. It's just a style of clashes is what I'm worried about, and which one of them bends or breaks. Because if Indiana breaks, Mark Fletcher's busting for 45 yards and running over a safety's face. If Miami breaks in this bend or break matchup, right, it's negative twos. And that's hard to handle one way or the other. It's very curious to me, and you'll see. But nonetheless, I do think right here in this, first snap, and here's the chaos, right? There are a ton of nuts and a nut of tons, all right? They going to throw some TUNs, some tackles under the nose, all right? And they going to throw some nose under the tackles, all right? Nut and ton stunts is what we call that in the football world. These two guys in the middle will never be where they lined up by the end of the snap, all right? By the time the ball hits the butt of the center or the hands of the quarterback, they will be in a different spot. Odds are they will have exchanged responsibilities as well, all right? But here's what I was thinking. I do think we got some vertical creases, right? We're going to get a block here and run through an arm tackle, and he ends up bouncing for like 3.5 yards. That's not what's about to happen this week, all right? When there's vertical creases and there's yards to be had north and south, 4's going to find it. 6 is going to stick his face in it. Those two backs from Miami, they are not concerned about getting their butt to the sideline. They're concerned about getting their face to yours. That's what they're concerned about, okay? So if we allow vertical creases, they will be had. That's a hold back there. I don't know if they called that. I think they got him in a pseudo screen right here. Yep. We got to stay on our feet right here running back. Hey, it's another thing about this defense, right? If they're going to be a quarters-based shell, right? They're going to play 4 high, essentially, and they're going to hard bail the linebacker to the field or to the strength of the offense, right? We have an ability to vacate this void over here, right? Especially if we just block this flat defender out here that's hanging out over here. So could be available. Don't know how much traditional running back screen I've seen from Miami, but you don't see it a ton until it's needed a ton, that kind of thing. Maybe dust it off. I feel like if the back stays on his feet right here, Jonathan, we might have a big play. You tell me what you think.
Oh, yeah, you got it licked up.
I mean, we got licked. We got you one-on-one with the free defender 20 yards downfield, Bubba. We got to stay on our feet. Bam, big stick from 4. Man, you're going to find out that this Aiden Fisher kid is a lot more than just gritty ball playing today. These are some elite movement skills from him. I can't wait to show you some of these clips. I think these are 3-yard runs for Oregon. I think they're 5 to 7 yard runs for Miami. When we go into matchups like this and I'm watching film, I'm trying to use the transitive property based off what I know on tape So when we look for, hey, you can't throw that ball against, or you might be able to throw that ball against Ole Miss, but you can't throw that ball against Indiana. Some of that stuff over the middle, right, that we talked about with Carson. Hey, some of these runs that you're allowing Indiana, these 3-yard runs, they're going to be 5- and 6-yard runs against Mark Fletcher in Miami. It's just what they are. It's what they've been all year, okay? So you tell me, is that a safe assumption? Okay, so that's where the game will be. If it is one for Indy or for Miami, if the game goes that way, that's the way they're going to have to try to win it, right? Instead of being in 2nd and 7 like Oregon is right here, we got to find a way to be in 2nd and 5, or better yet, 2nd and 3. All right. Can't have drops, boys. Josiah Trader had a big drop last game for Miami, right? This Josiah Johnson, is that his name? Or the Theo Johnson kid right here? He gonna drop a rock. We can't do it. Cannot. I have not seen Indiana. I've been watching tape of this Hoosiers teams for 2 straight days. If you're a Miami fan listening today, you're gonna doubt what I'm about to say, but it's real. They don't make mistakes. I've not seen them make a mistake in 2 straight days of watching tape. So you can't either. If you're going to beat a team that doesn't make mistakes, you have to be pretty much perfect as well. Or you just can't have self-inflicted missed opportunities, right? Like, this is a great ball from the quarterback into a zone window. Like, that's a tight throw for the quarterback. He's really trying to get up off the mat right now. We got to help him, man. Hey, we'll take a quick minute to give a shout out to our friends over at Sleeper. What a great time to be here on this network this year, but also a great time to be with our friends over at Sleeper. Go over to Sleeper today, the #1 place for daily fantasy and prop plays. Sleeper Picks is a real money product that connects friends over picks. Choose 2 to 8 of your favorite players from pregame, live, or even across different sports. Pick more than or less than the predicted stats. It's that simple. On Sleeper, you can get up to 100x payouts. Share with your friends and get rewarded today. Use promo code Brooks, as you see on the screen, on Sleeper and get 100% deposit match up to $100. Again, that's sleeper.com/promo/Brooks. Terms and conditions apply. Boys, as you know, we're about 28 minutes at the time of this ad read from the kickoff of NFL Sunday. So go ahead, run over to Sleeper right now. I'll give you permission to leave the stream actively. Go over to Sleeper, get a play in right quick, and get paid. We appreciate those folks over there at Sleeper. Again, that's promo code Brooks over there on Sleeper. Now, this is what's really hard about this defensive system from Indiana. And, you know, there's no method to their madness. It is just madness. All right, so right here, for example, they're going to rush all 3 linebackers on the field, and they're going to drop 2 defensive linemen, okay? So they're going to drop number 6, and they're going to drop, I think, 97 up out of this, and they're going to rush the non-traditional rush package here. So that's the kind of stuff that you have to prepare for. Now, you see this underneath mesh route hit for 15 yards, and you're like, okay, well, we got to get back to that. They're going to try. But how often can we throw that accurately when we're already getting racked up at the quarterback position? You know what I mean? But the other thing about these guys, man, they rally to the rock. Okay? That's Malik Benson. That's a world-class speed guy from Oregon, dude. Catching it relatively in stride. And I would argue Sebin looks faster than him right now on tape. What do you say, Jonathan?
It certainly closes in on him.
If we're closing speed, then we must be moving quicker, all right? And a great stick by Pons there as well. Now, this is a problem. And I don't know if it's going to be a problem for my man Francis. Francis, 61, Miami. I'm done. I'm until I get a hold on how to pronounce your last name, I'm going to stop butchering it. So we're just going to call you Francis. I don't think Francis is going to have a problem. I think he's one of the best lateral movers you'll ever see at his size. The big 6'9" Markel Bell kid at left tackle, he might have a problem with this because this is all twitch. This is raw lateral ability that I think gives big dudes real problems. You know what I mean? Like, that happened really quickly. That happened so quickly that Isaiah World didn't even fall on his face. Like, he's just moving up. He looks like he's just, we were not blocking that guy. Yeah, we were. We were trying to block that guy. He just beat us really quickly. So that type of stuff I am kind of concerned about in this matchup, okay, for these Miami offensive linemen, okay? So I think they're bouncing counter here, and they run it really, really well in this football game. It's their only really consistently effective play is traditional or counter. All right, pulling and down blocking, and I'll show you a good look at it right here. They're going to motion the back in. They're actually running G frontside H counter. Jonathan, they're going to pretend to work this way with the tight, but they're not. They're coming back, and he's going to be the wrapper for the frontside inside linebacker. We all see those down blocks right there. All right, so we're trying to get all these stunts absorbed by getting everybody on one level blocking down and then adding a hat front side, right? That's what we got going on as an offense. Now, as the game progresses, I want everybody to start paying attention to what the front side of the strength of the call is doing. You see this strength of the call right here, they're spiking heavily. As the game progresses, these front side defenders on the strength of the offense start to load up and be ready for down block, and it really starts to take away counter. They start to adjust to what you're doing to them is what I'm telling you, okay? But I left this on the notes, Jonathan, because we've been watching Miami be a heavy duo football team all year. Do they have counter in the bag? I'm sure they do. Everybody seems to. There's creases available in counter. If I give Mark Fletcher this crease, I'm getting 19 yards, in my opinion. You have no chance. Maybe. Probably not. You saw what happened to backside safeties running into boxes in the last 2 or 3 rounds in the playoffs, man. You're going to have to take a lick. The recovery speed from 21 is really, really good, though. This is what I think saves a lot of their explosives. 21's retraceability is really, really good. He takes great routes back to the ball. I want you to see this, Jonathan. I want you to pay attention to this guy. If you watch anybody, watch 4, all right, from Indiana. Watch his communication. Watch his play recognition. Look how fast he recognizes pass. The ball's not even in the belly of the running back. Do you know what he's seeing?
I see him pulling offensive linemen.
Pulling offensive linemen, yes, but more importantly, extremely high hats. He took one step towards the box. They raised their chest and pad level. Nobody's running the ball like that. So he immediately bails. All right? He's already into getting deep depth, right? He's already into finding what's back behind me, okay? And at this point, he's reading eyes of the quarterback. The ball's already out because we're already flush from the pocket, okay? Now, that's play recognition, right? That's being smart. That's being a veteran football player. That's recognizing what's happening in front of you. Not to mention all the chaos that we're creating inside the box with our pass rush as well. This one is a really, really surprising one to me. I don't know how I missed it. This kid's from Mount Arabia down here in southeast Atlanta. 6'3", 238 pounds. Whew. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You got some of that. They play a lot of bodies. Now, the notes just say stunt from the 3-tech, freeze the backer. So which 3-tech, Brooksy? There's 2 of them. They're in bear. What are you doing? There it is. All right. You see this? Mm-hmm. All right. What it's going to create is 74 is going to be really, really firm until 72 arrives. All right. And what's going to happen is 71 and 9 are working out. So now we're going to get this massive crease right here in B gap, and that's going to be all fine and dandy. But nobody's getting up to the backer, are they, Jonathan? So now we got basic Oklahoma drill is what we got going on. And these 2 guys are going to vice back towards the alley and close the Oklahoma drill. All right, so the stunt right there from the 3-tech really occupies the backer, and then we're late to getting to the backer right here at right guard, and now we're in a bad spot. 21's going to set that firm and probably turn it back to his backers or keep an outside arm free and just chase you out. All the meanwhile, watch this, okay? This is holding a double team firm at the point and still getting outside, arm free behind the line of scrimmage. That's how we play defense, right? That's what it's supposed to look like. I love the way 21 comes to balance. Look at those feet. Look at the base. You know what I mean? Tremendously, fundamentally sound. This just says, what a ball, call, and catch. We have to be. Now, I will say this about Carson. I don't think he has any fear throwing into zone windows that appear to be tight or that might get my guy hit hard. You know what I mean? It's like, I know where I'm putting it. I'm tremendously accurate. I know where I'm putting it. I just got to trust what I'm seeing. I got to know what I'm seeing, right? So they've been a too-high structure all football game. As the ball is snapped, I believe they bring pressure off the edge here from the nickel defender. They roll him into the flat to replace, and now we got this kind of structure going on with him dropping to the mid-hole. They're going to double move that football player, all right? Boom, out, and then back to the post from him. It's a great ball from the quarterback as well. 3rd and 12. I mean, there's 2 3rd and 12s that Dante Moore just makes incredible plays. Unfortunately, they were already down 35-15, it felt like. I feel comfortable in Carson's ability to make those types of throws. It's just going to take about 10 of them. And hell, he had, maybe 6 of them against Ole Miss? Mm-hmm. So he's playing good ball. This guy, I think my problem with trying to block him, or what it would be for me, is he's got a really small surface area, right? We talk about backs all the time, tackling them, and what does their strike zone look like, right? How much availability do I have to actually put contact on them? Same thing as a defender. As an offensive lineman, the whole goal is to get to your chest plate. So if you never give me your chest plate, how am I ever going to block you? I think what Six does a great job of is every time hands arrive, he's either skinny with the shoulders away or skinny with the chest too, and you're just going to slide off the surface. He's twitchy, he's slippery, and he doesn't give you a lot of surface area to get your hands on. That's a problem. It's a real problem for a lot of offensive linemen, okay? It's an extremely big problem for 76 because there were people going into this football game that thought this kid was like a first-round draft pick, and no, I don't think anymore. Can't struggle with this kind of athlete because guess what? You're going to get it the next level. You're going to get just this kind of athlete, except he's going to be 6'5", 265 and move like this sucker. All right? Look at this, Jonathan. Look at these first steps. Just absolutely splits a double team and falls behind the line of scrimmage. I thought from the box, got to be a keep read. What's the quarterback doing? We got a threat. Nope. The read's out here. That's the guy we're trying to leave free. We were attempting to block this dude, and we got no chance. The other thing about this offensive line, this was the clip and the one that really sent it home for me after watching, I felt like 1,000 Indiana snaps over the last 3 or 4 days. There is no wasted steps. There are no wasted movements. We talk about false stepping on this network all the time. Remember that Charlie Beckert clip we showed you yesterday, him gaining ground on the corner and how pivotal it was for him stacking him? Same thing here as a defensive lineman. As we stunt, as we slant, right, the ball is inherently, it might bounce on us, right? So as we step inside 1, and then we clear 2, and then we see the ball going away, 3 better be in the right direction headed back towards the rock, right? Otherwise, we're not going to get there. Watch. 6 has no wasted steps, okay? There's never once a pitter-patter at all. Boom. We're back into a direction to chase the ball. There's no wasted movement by any of these guys. That's why they are where they're at. Obviously, the physicality rally to the football, they're late as well. All right. I thought Will Stein was a dude, okay? I thought Will Stein was a dude. But and look, it's a funky thing that happens right here. We hit our elbow and the ball comes out on the back. But here's what I'm out on. I am 100% out on back 2 RPOs. What is his back to? His back is to the passing concept right now. You know what he can't see, Jonathan? He has no idea where the apex defender is. How could he? His eyes are to the field over here and to the run strength. I am done on back 2 RPOs. I was done on them when Hugh Freeze is out here doing them. I'm done on them when Will Stein's doing them. This was really weird to me. We do this in the red zone too. We throw a back shoulder fade off of a back 2 RPO. I'm out. Yeah, the mechanics are stressed because we're doing this, right? We're stepping into our running back because our back's to the concept. We have to go towards him to get that ball out. Just throwing that out there, man. Hindsight 2020 though, right, Jonathan?
Right.
Even though I kind of been dead on back 2 RPOs for 16 months? Okay. My notes just say 95 is a fire hydrant. Look at this kid. Another no wasted movements, okay? The key to me to playing good defensive line, do you see how quick we got 2 feet into the ground? We almost jumped towards the line of scrimmage, didn't we? Watch this. I think the key to the good line of scrimmage play is getting your first 2 steps in the ground. He does it all in one movement right here. Boom. Okay, and now we're what? We're up underneath the pads of the offensive lineman. Okay, our feet are in the ground. We're ready to hold firm. That's a fire hydrant right there. And I'm going to show you some twitch on this sucker a little bit later. And four is just rallying to the rock all day long. All day long. All right, so here's the confirmation tool right here. They're just dying to get him into some type of man-to-man coverage. I mean, we're 21 snaps in the football game. They ain't played nothing really but quarters. And sometimes it breaks into 3, but it's really not. I was telling Jonathan before the show, the quarter shell is the base. And if you go into asymmetrical, formations, if you motion a 3-by-1, well, the backside safety that did have 2 threats now has 1. So he's just going to squeeze to the box because nothing's there for him, right? So it's going to look like cover 3, but it's really not, in my opinion. But anyways, they motioned to empty right here, Jonathan, 5 wide, and they zone it up still. So what they going to play is zone coverage. I think that lends to the hands of a football player like Carson. We have always said that if you sit there and play zone coverage against Carson, he will complete 82% of his passes today. He will. And he'll throw for 285 yards minimum. That's what he will do because he's that good of a processor. He's that good of a football IQ type of guy. All right? His limitations for most people, they believe, come physically, right? Are you a good enough athlete kind of thing? Yeah, like how do y'all handle all this, right? This is them playing the math again right here, Jonathan. They have a tight end over here into a nub set is what we call that. We got trips to the field, back to the field, right? There's nothing really threatening you, especially when you have safety help over the top, right? There's no point in us playing quarters. Now, let's play 3. Let's get you guys over here and play that type of a structure. Let's plug this corner over here and go ahead and fire him, all right? But you see them having so much success running counter. Reason being, we caught them looking, right? We're down blocking this surface over here. You guys are running yourselves out of the play, and we're running counter back this way, and we have a hat for that corner. You're going to run yourself out of a play, and we're doubling up to 21. Be very interested to see what the north and south approach looks like versus their east and west chaos, essentially. What would you do, Jonathan? Would you coach your offensive line up on how to absorb the stunts and chaos? Miami's been pretty good at it, but I don't think they've seen as much as these guys dedicate themselves to doing it. Or would you, become a counter team out of nowhere? Would you just coach up what you do against what they do? Because that's what I would do. I would just coach up what our offense is and how to handle what they do, as opposed to, well, this beats what they do. Let's learn how to do this. Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
I wouldn't be doing that in the last week of the season for a national title.
I wouldn't either. Oh, yeah. This was one of those clips. And I've seen Miami have plenty of these clips at defensive back as well. I want you guys to watch this football player is what we call leverage, all right? Where he's at in the midst of this route at all times and where he's going to work himself to be, all right? He just got a little fake outside move. Now he's giving a fake inside move. The corner by the top of the route is going to work himself towards outside leverage and make this wide receiver run through him with contact. We have already disrupted the timing of the play. Better yet, you see the quarterback. Where's he looking? He's looking towards that. He's looking towards us. We're trying to get that ball to him. We've disrupted the timing of the offense just based off instinct, leverage, making him run through me. That's good DB play, right? And the rest of the stuff we're going to handle pretty thoroughly except for this vertical, but we're never going to get to that. You know why? Because we're already rushed up off the spot. We're already rushed up off the spot. I think the rush wins with effort right here, but, they do a lot of this. They do a lot of winning with effort, all right? But I think it's these interior defensive linemen just running their stunts full speed, honestly. Like 95, it's a coverage sack to an extent because we ruined the timing of a heavy play action 7-step drop right now. We're already holding the ball a little bit too long, right? And then 91, just getting home with finishing stronger than the guy in front of us, right? He gets knocked down on the ground, doesn't he, Jonathan? Look at him. Isaiah World thinks the rep's over. It's not. You got to go finish these guys. They're going to get up off the mat, and they're going to pursue the quarterback, okay? This is if you're a defensive coordinator, this is the type of stuff we need, okay? I want y'all to see these 3 rushes over here. These 3 rushes over here are very, very violent. They're very speed-oriented. They're very get upfield, get your ass around the edge, and get home up the top field shoulder of the blocker that's blocking you. And over here, we are going to violently collapse the pocket, all right? And I want you all to watch what this picture does to the offensive line and the structure of the pocket. You see this right here? We're chasing upfield. What's inevitably going to happen, Jonathan?
Step up, probably.
He's going to step up or he's going to have to roll his ass out, right? So when he steps up, guess what? 6 is going to be right there in his face. 6 is crossing 2 offensive linemen right now with good penetration and good pressure. And then 48 is going to wrap tight right around the left tackle in order to make sure you don't roll out of the pocket. This is matching rush. This is what this is. Speed on one side, contain on the other side. Better yet, let's speed rush his right side where he's prone to roll out and nice and comfortable rolling out. If you're going to roll out and spin out, you're going to have to do so to your non-dominant hand. That's what defensive coordinating is, okay? You can really see it from the tight. It really matches what I'm talking about with the picture of our rush, okay? And they do so selflessly, right? Like 6 does such a good job selling speed right there. Did you see that, Jonathan? Watch him. He's going to do a great job selling speed. 1, 2, 3, boom, and then rip inside. Now we've almost guaranteed that 46 is going to run clean. Okay, we've almost guaranteed that he's going to do so. And look how much on different levels we've gotten these 2 football players. This individual has done this solely so this individual has a chance to make a play. And if you do this eventually hard enough every once in a while, you'll just run right through a double team like 6 is going to do right here. But look, we just get him down on the ground with the vice of the rush. Did you see that? I thought this was diabolical. Watch how late this TE comes, all right? I think they wrapped these 2 football players. Watch how down the field in the rush pattern this happens. Did you see that? That's planned. 97 is just running his butt upfield, and this guy, I would assume, is coached to run upfield until 97 meets him, and now we're going to crisscross. I'm telling you, there's no drill in the world that's going to allow me to figure that out as a right guard and right tackle. If you're going to get that deep into the pass, umbrella of protection and then crisscross, buddy, that right tackle was in full get to the hip, running past the hoop mode. Did you see that? Like we're in already bail mode, and then you guys are crisscrossing? bro, the tackle doing this right here, the tackle doing that movement right there means he's already feeling like he's about to get speed rushed. He's literally working to the hip. That's what he's trying to do so he can get by and run him by. He's about to get twisted. Time check.
35.
I figured I'd go long on these guys, man. My bad. Oh, and then we got the absolute twitch monster over here. Yeah, you can't sell a top 32 selection to your fan base with this left tackle after this game. Bro, he got put on the iron cross, Jonathan. Pick it up and carry it, brother. I mean, my God. Hey, hi, yank. Hey. What?
He went full starfish.
Bro, I'm saying he went full Patrick Starr on Maine out here. Can't draft that guy. I will give him credit. He wasn't in it long.
No.
But both hands hit the turf, and it was like, oh, my God. Flushed him. Now, this was diabolical as shit, too. They have individuals who will rush for their teammate and only for their teammate. Watch Four. Four's sole job is to FSU. That's Four's sole job on this play. Just go get your friend a QB pressure. We're not going to put it in the stat book for you. Just go get it for us. Boom. Ouch. Rib shot. Now Oregon trying to play with some quickness, play with some pace. All right. And I think, chaos causes another hold. All right. I think they have naturally built-in stunts, Jonathan, because like everyone's late to a line here, and they still throw a 3-man drop 8 twist right here as a defensive line. And they get home just because 97's playing harder and longer than the left tackle. Honest to God, that's it. And he has to force a hold. There cannot be, like, I can't tell you how many times I watch on film where the offensive linemen are just like, well, he's not mine, so I'm just going to show pressure right here and wait for my responsibility to come around. Oh, God, there he goes. Lock in. We're playing for a national title. We got to lock in. Now, it doesn't help that we're already down 35-7, probably while we're not locking in, but It is what it is. My notes say Carson will make 20 of these throws if given time. So 3rd and 7. I said he needs to make 10 of them. My notes late last night said he could probably make 20 of them. This throw right here, hey, tight end, get past the apex defender that's dropping out of the box. Hey, quarterback, hit him before the safety drives down on it. I mean, a dozen? Like, very comfortable letting his wide receiver get walloped. You know what I mean? By the way, it's the position. Like I need you to. If they kill you, they get knocked out of the football game for a half. We have to take shots over the middle of the field. We have to be willing to, especially with a football team that's based quartered alignment, right? Like they're going to leave the middle of the field open. We have to be aggressive in that area. I think Carson can make these throws over and over and over again. Jonathan? How many times can I get you into 3rd or 2nd and 3 so I can get aggressive over the middle of the field? That would be my question, okay, if I were the offensive coordinator. The other question I have is, what they going to look like tackling Tony, okay? Because we can't do this. We are already outnumbered, okay? You're out-leveraged by the football, so are you. They're running truck out here, and I know it's to the back right here, but what are we going to look like tackling Malachi Tony? All right, and I know this gets called back for a hold. I'm pretty sure. No, this is the explosive that sticks. That's a bad effort from 7. Not from an effort standpoint. It's a bad execution angle from 7. This is bad. But you see what I mean about counter, truck toss, wide zone. We got to get around them. We got to block down on them. We got to get around them. That's what most people think. Miami's going to try to run at them. Very curious to see which dam breaks. Look how ugly this is. Sorry. If you're an offensive coordinator, that runs this crap, don't watch me anymore because I'm gonna kill you. I'm on this network at least. What? Who in their right mind was like, you know what? You know what would be awesome? Back shoulder fades are like a 50-50 thing anyways. You know what would be awesome? If we just don't look at it before we throw it. Oh, yeah, right on. And then you're gonna have the nerve to bring him into the office and be like, what are we doing with our footwork there? Why are we leaning back? Coach, I literally had to spin 180 degrees. What are we talking about? Hate it. Are you as out on it as I am?
Yeah, I don't love it.
I mean, look at him, dude. He's swinging all the way around. Yuck. All right, it's a good look at what zone looks like versus a nut stunt, okay? Got to get depth on the interior. Guard to guard, we've got to get really, really deep. Even though we're normally trying to get north and south, we've got to get really deep to absorb that right there, okay? 97 is going to show you why most teams don't try to run zone versus these guys in the run game, because it's really hard to zone up a team that's running this much stunts, okay? They're about to go tackle, under nose. This is a ton stunt, and 97 is going to run right to the rock, all right? And here's why this is a problem. Normally, when you come up to the line of scrimmage, you two are what we call out, I would assume, unless there's split zone in there. So if there's split zone in there, we're going full fan, all right? I think he's got the body language of going back, doesn't he? That's what he looks like to me, so let's call it that way. All right? Can I actually just see what they got going on instead of guessing? Yeah, all right, so we actually have a double up to here. We have a double up to you two. You two are doubling up here, and we're out solo on the backside. Now, that's what we have. It's what we think we have. And then this guy goes all the way over here, and this guy wraps all the way around here. 9 times out of 10, these two are going to bury their face into 96, okay? And then we're just going to wrap all the way around off that bearing of the face. The tackle does a great job actually continuing to work up. The guard does not, and we don't get the crosser back around. Depth is your friend versus that type of stunt, okay? Now, I told you, as the game progresses, Jonathan, I want you to start paying attention to what the guys on the front side of the strength of the offense do. First and foremost, what are we seeing already?
Like pointing which direction they're going.
You're right. We're pointing to strength. We're pointing to direction of the offense. And then look at 97, and I want you to look at 17. Earlier in the football game, they were spiking, right, and then replacing with the nickel on the edge. They changed their methods here. Now we're going to play it firm, and we're going to spike from the backside. We're actually going to chase the pullers. Somebody might call that cheating, right? I would call that adjusting in the middle of the football game, even despite the fact that they're up 35-7. You know what I mean? I want y'all to see this. I want a couple things to be shown. First and foremost, if you get this outnumbered against Miami, I think you'll die. If you get this outnumbered in the screen game against Malachi Tony in Miami, you will die. They're 3 over the 3 blockers and a ball carrier. We got to be 4 over 3 every single time. Or else we will give up massive explosives. So I wanted to show that. Hell, I think they give up 9 or 10 yards right here, even despite a badly thrown football. Okay? So that's 11 yards. It's going to be 31 if we're not careful against 10. I'm telling you. Those are the things we try to show on these networks like this when we grind this tape. Oh, look at this, man. This kid's got elite get off. I'm worried. If there's any matchup I could see being a problem, and I love James Brockermeyer, all right? I was higher on James than his brother Tommy, despite the industry being a 5-star voter on Tommy. I was not. James has played really, really good football, but I could see us getting into one of these positions 2.5 yards behind the line of scrimmage because this kid's got some, you know what I mean? Gives up a pressure right there. This kid got a sneaky feel, man. This number 4, This number 4 got a sneaky feel. He's played a lot of football. All right. Watch him the entire snap. Watch him just, hey, they're going this way. Oh, I'm going to bump myself too. There it goes. Wow, bam. Now, I think that's a combination of things. One, they've been running the piss out of the ball to the strength all day at this point. We're 45 snaps in. 2, guy studies a lot of tape. 3, would imagine he's not in class all that much, so he gets to sit in the room, study even more tape than what most people do. So there's a lot of reasons for this. 4, I mean, how many games he played at this point? 50? And he's a 3-year starter at JMU, wasn't he? And then came over with him to Indiana, and now he's playing for 2 more. So played a lot of ball is what I'm trying to say. This is so bad in the pass protection department. I had to watch it multiple times over to know if it was a screen, Jonathan. Look how bad we get beat all 5 up front. We are getting our ass kicked in pass protection right now based off pure chaos. Stunt, I think we're dropping, bringing that one, and we're just getting upfield. And hell, there's another one that arrives from out here somewhere. Just chaos. This is the last clip I think I want to watch. I want you to watch this kid because there's a lot to be said about, he's savvy, real gritty football player. I think he's a Sunday mover. I really do. I think Aiden Fisher on clips like this shows me that he can move like a Sunday backer. Watch this. Okay, boom. Trigger on the screen. There's a lot going on here first. First, we have to play run, right? They showed me play action. Then I have to drop into my hook curl zone. But now I'm also recognizing releasing players. So now I'm going to click and drive down on the screen and go beat the offensive lineman to the spot. That's good stuff, huh? Well, he's just old, though. You know? I mean, look at that. That is you ever see them? Get out of here! Like, that's the drill. We just put it on display in a game, okay? Last question, because I'm a very much so an offensive guy over a defensive guy. My brain works better on offense. So when I see things like this, my first question is, can I do this? All right, if I were an opponent, can I do this? Can I figure out a way to get Malachi Toney a touch like this? No offense to Kenya Sadiq. Can I get a better, more explosive ball carrier with the ball in his hands like this out into their quarter structure, right? Because this is a principal beater. This will get them. I told you that 2 high often breaks into a 1 high because he's counting threats, right? The 3x1's over here, right? Do you see that? We got better numbers over here. So he's going to roll into the box. But even if they are in 3, even if they are in 4, where are we vulnerable? In the flats, right? Especially if we occupy the eyes and face of this defender. There you go. What do you think, Jonathan?
It's the same old Indiana on both sides of the ball. They execute. They play hard.
I said this about them on the Sunday show. As a film guy, their football program is a film guy. Like they grind tape. It's very clear to me that they grind tape, and that's good stuff. That's important to being an instinctual football player like we see over and over again on the tape. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out. Love you. Bye.